Welcome to the Take a Listing Today podcast, where our hosts Jim Studebaker and Todd Robertson give you strategies to get you out of the office right now so you can take a new listing today. And now, here's Jim and Todd.
Welcome back. Here we are, the Take a Listing Today podcast with Lisa Gray over there, our producer, and Todd Robertson. I'm Jim Studebaker. Welcome to today's show. Today's podcast is brought to you, as always, by ProspectsPLUS. And don't forget our website, takealistingtoday.com, where you can sign up for our next live recording and ask questions of the experts. But you are going to be very glad you are here today, because our topic today for podcast number 16, 3 tips to have an ideal work-life balance as a real estate agent.
And if we look at why is that important, it's the obvious. Everybody listening or watching right now, including us in the studio, we all know somebody who's one-dimensional at something. So maybe it's that person who's great at business, boom, but terrible with their health. So what happens? They get all the way up there, have a heart attack, nothing matters. So we don't want you to be that one-dimensional agent. We're going to give you some strategies here to have a better balance, which will actually make you more productive when you're in the field.
And that's what people need, I believe. They want to be more productive. So let's talk about, why did you actually get into the real estate business? Here is a common misconception. I had it as well. You get to set your own work schedule. You've got plenty of free time. You make tons of money, right? Well, that's actually far from the truth. We're heading into the holidays. Your schedule is going to lighten up just a little bit. So it's a great time right now to commit to balancing your work and life in 2020. So we've got 3 great tips for you today. Let's start out with tip number 1, delegation. Delegation is key, so get an assistant. Now, when are you ready for an assistant? Probably when you hit 40 to 50 transactions in a year, you're going to be ready for an assistant. Now, sadly, only 14% of professional real estate agents, according to NAR, have assistants. Why is that?
Well, it's for a couple reasons. Number 1, they're scared. Number 2, they're taking on an additional expense. And I think number 3, most importantly, and they don't teach us this in real estate school, right? And I was the same as you when I got into business. You know, independent contractor, 1099, you're thinking everyone's driving a Cadillac, they're going to all come to you, and you realize, oops, is different. But I think one of the other reasons is a lot of the agents don't realize or haven't come to terms with, hey, if I'm a real estate agent, a professional realtor, I get paid to do 2 things: prospect and go on appointments. I don't get paid to design, edit, layout, cut, paste. I don't get paid to work with the title company. Well, obviously we do when we get the check. But if a realtor can solidify in their mind, okay, what are my high priority activities, and then train somebody, pay them well, make them part of your team, now you're hitting on all cylinders.
And there's a great saying, you're not going to make a great deal of money doing a $10 an hour job.
Exactly.
So get somebody who can do those behind the scenes things. I'll put in this little preface that makes sure that in your state, whatever you have an assistant do, they may have to have a license or may not have to have a license. So check that out on your own. Some activities, they might need their own real estate license. And I would believe that there are a lot of people with real estate licenses out there who would go for an assistant position. So that would be even more valuable, and they're probably worth a little bit more money as well.
Right. There's a lot of those floating around out there that have their license that are maybe just, part-time or 1 or 2 deal a year. And a lot of agents will split somebody like that. 4 or 5 agents will get somebody like that.
So you mentioned a few of these things, Todd, about what are you not paid for, such as answering your own phone, writing a blog, telephone prospecting, ordering marketing, which is very easy to do through ProspectsPLUS.com. Want to give a shout out to those guys. Well, it takes money to make money as well. So look at an assistant as an investment, not an expense. What benefits will you have?
Right. And here's the thing. Tie them into your business as well. Tie them into your bonuses. Tie them into, hey, this month we get X amount of listings, right? So now they're tied in. This month, hey, we have 6 deals. Boom. If 4 of those close, you get an extra $1,000. So tie them and make them a part of your team.
Incentives, those are great. Absolutely. You know what? If you get your assistant, your time will be freed up. You'll be more productive when you're doing your high importance activities. Your business will grow, and you'll actually get to take a day off every now and then.
Exactly. And the magic, for those of you that are following, for those of you that are going to become part of our tribe in terms of take a listing today, we want that to happen. We want you to build your listing inventory so strong, so high. Guess what? When you go on vacation, you come back, 2 or 3 of them are sold. Now we're playing smart.
Exactly. So, tip number 2, it is consider a partner. Maybe you're not ready for an assistant, but how about a partner who can help you out? What are the benefits of a partner? Well, you're going to have the ability to take a real vacation because your partner, who is fully licensed and most likely an agent in your office, will be able to cover your business while you're gone. And you'll be able to actually take a sick day in case you get sick, or just a day off, without having to answer the phone and be constantly connected to your texts and emails and things like that.
And then let me share a downside, because there is a downside, and we want to drop the truth on every episode that we do. Now, don't just take a partner because you're scared. It's like, okay, well, so if you have a real estate partner and you're doing the exact same amount of transactions, it makes no sense. If you're going to have a partner, those transactions need to increase. So are you better together, or are you just going on everything together like you're a team? And if you have 30 transactions a year, really it's 15 each. So we want that number to go up to 40, 50, 60.
Very good point. It should exponentially help your business by bringing in a partner, not just divide it in half.
Yeah, not just make it more fun. We're driving together on this appointment. We're going here on this appointment.
Exactly. Good point. So here's some more benefits. It's a way for your business to scale out, and you can offer more to your clients and cover some niche markets. You'll spread your financial risk out and have access to a larger budget for marketing, help on larger real estate projects, and you might get some expertise in an area where you are less experienced.
I wanted to elaborate on that because that's a huge point. So if you are going to get a real estate partner, make sure that your strengths and weaknesses are perhaps opposite, to where they could pick up where you're not strong and you could pick up where they're not strong.
So when you get a partner, you've got in your mind, okay, I want a partner. Here are some great questions, and then we're going to go on to tip number 3. First of all, define the need that you have that your partner could help fill or alleviate. Determine how you both can benefit from the relationship. Figure out what you both have in common, your goals, strategies, work ethic. Make sure they're going to mesh together well. And what does the partnership look long-term to you and your business? Is this something you're doing only over the summer so you can go on vacation? Or is it something that you plan on in the next 5 years, and maybe your partner takes over your business, or you take over the business from him?
Exactly. And that's probably the best way, because you also want to tie that person into your goals. You want to make sure they're winning, that they're feeling fulfilled along the journey.
Right. Tip number 3, our final tip for today, and we'll remind you that if you have a question, send that over on the live webinar right now. Tip number 3, have the right technology, the right tools and systems. What is important? Automation. We've talked about automation before, Todd. The more you can automate important aspects of your business, such as ongoing branding and marketing, plays a big role in helping you find your balance.
And think about this. If I'm a real estate agent, right, and everybody listening or watching right now knows this, that let's say I go out and take a listing. Well, I should send out some just listed or just sold postcards, so everybody knows that. But how many actually do what they know? It's like everybody on January joins the gym, and pretty soon in February, March, nobody's in there. Mm-hmm. So take a look at that and say, if there's a way for me to automate that, to fill out a form and I don't have to do anything, and they could get the photo, right? So we have that ability as a company. And a lot of realtors don't know that. Wow, if I could automate that, never see it, touch it, deal with it, but it just happens, now I could go out and prospect and go on appointments, work high priority activities.
And we have 2 great methods for you to automate your marketing. One is automated just listed and just sold postcards. Every agent loves the just listed, just sold. It makes your phone ring. MLSmailings.com. Check them out. MLSmailings.com. It integrates with your local MLS and creates postcards when you take a new listing, gets the property photo off of the MLS, looks up 100 homeowners in the area, and mails them out automatically. You could stay in bed, and your postcard marketing will go out.
Just keep your phone and your notepad next to you.
Exactly,
when the phone
you're going to
rings.
get some calls. Good point. Secondly, the Market Dominator system is a great automated system. It's actually a 12-inch by 15-inch mailer that comes into your mailbox. It won't get overlooked. The mailman has to shove all your other mail in there like the mail taco.
Correct. And guess what? That product's not for everybody. That will scare a lot of people. That is a 2-year listing campaign based on every door direct. But we have the ability to automate that for an agent if their carrier route is open. Or the agent can go in each month and decide what panels they want to put on the back, local market stats just listed. But that's for the stronger agents that want to commit to a 2-year listing campaign in a certain piece of geography. And you show up Ritz-Carlton quality month after month after month, pretty soon agents go play in a different sandbox.
The sandbox of success.
Correct.
Right? Finally,
hopefully, yes.
Yeah. A great way to add some automation are some apps for your smartphone. And producer Lisa Gray has come up with a few wonderful apps here. We've got different apps for CRMs, such as Fresh Sales, Lead Scoring, Insightly, Zoho, and Pipedrive. A mortgage calculator app. And the best app, is this actually the name, Lisa? A mortgage calculator.
It's called Mortgage Calculator. Yeah,
all right.
That's the top used. Yes.
That's the name of it. Cam Scanner allows you to store and share documents by taking a photo. Very nice. And Google Drive, I like that one. I use that myself. Allows you to keep documents. They're always accessible, whether it's on your phone or your desktop. And it's free. Because Google likes to give stuff away because they own everything.
Exactly. That's a good place to come from, right? Another app out there, which a lot of you are already using, and we use it as well, is DocuSign, which is a great company and a beautiful app to use as well.
And Lisa, we have a caller.
Yes, we do. We've got Greg, who has raised his hand, and he has a question for you. I'm going to go ahead and unmute him. And Greg, go ahead.
Hi, everyone. Hey, I was just curious and wanted to understand a little bit more about the marketing, specifically the automated marketing that you were talking about.
The automated marketing, okay.
Nice. And where are you from? Where are you calling in from today?
Poughkeepsie, New York.
Very nice. Beautiful place up there.
Is it wintertime there yet?
It's getting there.
Isn't it always wintertime
Not
up there?
summertime.
Yeah. All right, nice. So more about automating your marketing. Well, we talked about 2 items, MLS mailings and the Market Dominator. You know, another way you could automate your marketing is with emails. And a lot of agents compile lists of people maybe off of their own website where they get a email list that they can send out. And there are some great resources like iContact, Constant Contact, Infusionsoft. Those are a few names that you can put in an entire email campaign, and that will automatically send it out every few days. That way it keeps your name, face, your information in front of your clients.
Exactly. And another way outside of what we discussed during the podcast is a lot of agents love text messaging now. They're closing deals via text, so it's crazy. So there are some text messaging strategies out there that you could use as well. And I think one of the most overlooked ones, and you know, most realtors have a technology footprint nowadays, you have to, but to take it a step further and maybe have a ClickFunnels site where people have to opt in and now they're in your funnel as a potential buyer or seller.
Right.
So they're opting in for your free report, a little video you do, something of that nature.
Perfect. Does that help you out, Greg?
Absolutely. Thank you. Yeah, I'll do a little bit more research on that.
All right, good. By the way, would you like to have a chance to win a prize today? Maybe a $25 gift card for Prospects Plus. Are we still giving these away?
Oh.
Yes.
Absolutely.
We have one more.
And a book, Become a Listing Legend. Have you read that one yet?
You probably
Not
read
yet.
it twice. Oh, you haven't read? Okay.
Not yet? Oh. Well.
All right. Well, if you win it, we'd like a book report done by Friday, if you could.
All right. We have 38 questions here ready for you, Greg. If actually, the first one you get right, we'll just stop it right there. How about that?
All right, let's do it.
All right. Here is your first question.
Good luck.
You are taking a vacation in Florida. What ocean are you closest to?
The Atlantic.
The Atlantic. All right. Nice. That's a winner
Good
on the
start.
first try.
Whoa.
Greg, you are apparently the smartest person we have watching because normally it takes 2 questions to get.
2 or 3 sometimes.
for the right answer.
You're going
So-
to love the book tonight, so you're going to love the book. So whatever plans you had, cancel them because you'll be reading. You could have a glass of wine, enjoy your,
You know,
rearrange.
we're going to include this question in the book for you too, because that should be something there. Because you got it right on the first try. We're going to throw that in there for you as well, and we're going to throw in the prop here for the gift card. So you get both of those in your book, and be sure you give Lisa your particulars, your address, and all that, so she can send the stuff to you. Okay?
Stay strong,
All right.
stay strong, Greg, and go out and take a listing today.
Thank you so much.
All right.
Thank you.
Thank you for calling in. Anybody else, Lisa?
Nope, that looks like that's it for
All right, then let's
Nice.
move on.
And there's one thing I'd like to add. So I think at some point every realtor has had to deal with this challenge, right? Because we're 1099, we can work when we want, right? So I think a couple things. One, it's a hard concept to get someone to embrace. Okay, I've had this conversation with realtors that were thinking, what do I do? First thing I tell them is this: drive down that road, see that florist, see that oil change. They have office hours. So run your business like a successful business. It's tough. It takes some discipline.
Yes.
But put yourself in that mode. So when you're at work, you're totally focused. You're not thinking of a home. When you're at home, you're relaxed and you're there because you dominated and you committed to those hours and you poured everything you had into it. Thus, work-life balance.
You kind of have to do that because if you're always on standby 24/7, you're going to go crazy.
Yeah, correct.
Right.
You won't be as sharp. You won't be as tight. Exactly.
Exactly. All right. Well, the takeaway from this podcast, instead of letting life happen, begin making some deliberate choices that will allow you to achieve your work-life balance, such as the 3 tips that we gave you today.
Stay strong, stay committed, and we'll talk to you on our next podcast.
See you then. If you'd like to be part of our audience for our next live taping, go to our website, takealistingtoday.com, to view the dates of our next tapings and sign up for your chance to ask questions and maybe even win a prize. The Take a Listing Today podcast is brought to you by ProspectsPLUS, offering a multitude of marketing products that will help ensure your real estate success. Be sure to like this podcast and subscribe to our podcast channel, and we'll talk with you next week.